Hey guys, I was looking at old comments on videos, and a year ago, sorry, I'm not very good at YouTube stuff. A year ago, a guy posted on my 2-year-old's Elliott Smith No Name #5 video, asking if he could have a tutorial, and especially the rhythm and the strumming pattern. Not that I'm playing it perfectly, but I can kind of guide you a little bit. What really helps is just like listening to the song and playing along. But especially if you're not used to kind of different acoustic strumming patterns, it can be a little weird. First and foremost, this song is like in basically double drop C tuning. So like take standard tuning and tune the whole thing down a whole step to D standard. So you start with your guitar sounding like this, and then tune it down a whole step, so it's still in standard, but down a whole step, and that's a lot of like at least early Elliott Smith songs, and then bottom E and top E down another whole step, so that this string matches this string. And if you like tuning with like harmonics, a little fun fact, instead of doing like the 5th fret, if you're doing a drop tuning, you can go to the 7th fret of the bottom E, and then the 12th fret of the A string, and they'll match. So you can. And then you want to do the top string also. And then I'll at least like get you to the first chord before we do the strumming thing, so at least kind of sounds like it. So it's like a D chord you're doing here, but since your top string is already like tuned down, you're just gonna skip the top one, and then I'm gonna just use these 2 fingers. So it's your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and index finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And when you strum the guitar, it sounds like that, but in tune. This is like not perfect, but the strumming pattern, ideally you want to be playing with just your hand, not a pick. You could do it with a pick, but the way I'm doing it is basically like strum, thumb, strum, where the thumb just hits the bass E string. Strum, and the strum is just like the top, so you're kind of separating them. Strum, thumb, strum, just like, and strum the top like strings. Thumb, strum, thumb, strum, 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 thumb, strum, thumb, strum, 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 thumb, strum, thumb, strum, strum, strum. And you could break it down even further, because some of the strums, it's like, it's hard because it's kind of an instinct thing and you're trying to like break it down, and there's a little bit of upstroke, but it's mostly like downstrokes. And I'm strumming with like 2 fingers, but you could do like all your fingers. I just have more control with these 2, and like 1 doesn't feel powerful enough, so I'm using 2 as if that was like a pick, and then like this. So it's, I mean, you could do it with a pick and put emphasis on the bass versus the top. I'll pretend that this finger is a pick. But you do want to differentiate between the bass and the kind of treble strings. Otherwise, it's just like, it's just too saturating. So yeah, you want to. bass, strum, bass, strum, 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 bass, strum, bass, strum, strum, strum. And as you practice that, you'll get a feel and start throwing in the little upstrokes, and so it's kind of bouncing along. And that's like 90% of the challenge, really. And then the rest is just like utilizing the almost open tuning, kind of. So you have that first shape, whether you want to do it with these two fingers or these two fingers. And then you're going to slide this middle finger down on the B string a half step. So then slide it all the way up to the 5th fret, both fingers. And you do a little like almost hammer on with your with another finger on the B string, half step. And then I've been playing it where I would just now go down to middle finger on G string on 4th fret and index finger on 3rd fret of B string. Although I watched this other guy's tutorial and he was trying to put the bass in there also. Index finger on 2nd fret of A string. Who is that guy? Let me give him a shout out. Austin. He's probably playing it more accurate. But then I went back and listened to the song and I'm like, is he doing the bass there? I can't really tell, but I have old deaf ears, so who knows? So you could do it. That kind of sounds better when you're like by yourself. But I've just been doing it all on these 2 strings. But I kind of like the drona just that the whole time. Except then when it changes to index finger on 1st fret of A string, middle finger on 2nd fret of D string, open, ring finger on 2nd fret of B string, and then you're gonna like hammer off. It's not really a hammer off, but you know what I mean. Pinky on the high E string, so it's pinky on and off. It's like implying the melody of, except this is playing the whole time. And then you, in the middle of that, switch the bass from index finger on 1st fret of A string to index finger on 2nd fret of B string. God, when you try to explain a chord that is in a different tuning, it is just like so much more complicated than it actually is. But it's just this shape. And that is just like you're hitting every other string. This, then open, then this, then open, this, then open. And then like just practice that a million times before you even go to the next part. So I'll do it with you. And I didn't mention, like, there's this, when it switches to that chord, it's like double thumb hit. Dun 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 dun. It's cool because it's like playing bass, whole different bass line with one guitar. I really like that. The next part of the song, okay, bar 5th fret and ring finger on the 7th fret of the G string at the same time. So it's like... Then you throw in the pinky there on the 8th fret of the B string, like in between your strumming. So it's... Hope you're not waiting. And then take these 2 fingers and do the bottom E and A string on the 7th fret while you're barring. This is another thing in the other guy's video. He says do the A string also by like using 1 finger, so it would give the sound of, rather than I've just been doing it this way, and then I can't tell which way it goes, so I find it easier to just do this. Oh, and then it goes up to 10th fret, middle finger, bottom E string, not barred, just holding that. Index finger on the 9th fret of the G string, pinky finger on the 12th fret of the B string. And this is one where kind of the in-between strings are you're kind of just gonna mute with the soft part of this middle finger that's not pressing the string. So you get this sound. And then you let go of your pinky and replace it with your ring finger on the 10th fret. Man, there's no way to like show a camera what it looks like from when you're looking down at your fingers, and then it just looks, you can't tell what fingers are doing. But I guess I told you the frets. But yeah, if you don't mute those middle strings, then it sounds like this. And there's kind of a lot of Elliott Smith songs that do that, where you gotta just block out the other strings. So you're effectively just playing those 3 strings that you're actually pressing down on and no open strings. Then go back down to the first one I showed you, but with your finger, with those bottom fingers on. So bar the 5th fret, 7th fret, the E and the A string with your pinky and ring. Then add your middle finger on the G string on the 6th fret. So let's do that whole part. Hope you're not waiting around for me, not going anywhere, obviously. And then it cycles through the first pattern. And then use your middle finger or whatever finger you want to go on the bottom string and do a little slide up to 5th fret on the bottom E and just do this little bassy walk down to the original D shape. And this is the beginning of the little solo part. Do that little D shape, but now you're gonna add pinky finger 4th fret of high E. Get rid of the middle finger and bar the top 4 strings, I guess, or just the top 3. I'm not sure. And then do a little and bring that whole pattern up to where you're barring top 3 strings of the 5th fret and your pinky is on the 7th fret. And then I was going down to pinky 5th, index 3rd, ring 4th. But then once again, Austin is saying, put the bass in there. Oh, that's what he's doing. Let me do the whole thing. And Austin's doing it. He's doing it like that. Basically, take your ring finger out of the 4th fret of the G string, and that's G string is just going to be open instead, and you're going to do index finger 2nd fret of A string, cat break, and then middle finger 3rd fret of B string. So he's doing that. I don't fucking know. Just pick whichever one. And then on the solo, yeah, practice that cycle, and then it's gonna slide up to 8th fret, bar the whole thing, middle ring finger on 10th fret of G string, and you're gonna take your pinky on the 10th fret of the top E, and then the 10th fret of the B string, and make it do this little thing. You just open. And then I think it just goes down to barring 5th fret with ring on 7th. It's hard to remember the numbers of all the frets if you just play by playing along to shit your whole life. And then add on your pinky on the 8th fret at the end. So that whole solo. Kind of. And then it just repeats parts. There's the last little outro extra chord he does, which is the same shape that we've been doing, but you're gonna be barring 2nd fret, ring finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and then use your pinky on the 5th fret of the B string. And it does the little walk up. Yeah, that's what it does. It's hard to think of it out of context of the song. Hope that helps. Any other requests, I'll try to respond to them sooner than years later. Good luck. Also, there's a couple demos I just recorded on a 4-track that are on Spotify and Apple Music and all the other streaming platforms. I've posted most of the songs on YouTube, just playing live, but I tried to do a little like double tracking Elliott Smith ripoff as best I could. Doesn't sound quite the same though. Go figure. But anyway, if you want to hear those, you can go check them out. Good luck.